Good morning, everybody. I'm here to talk to you today about social justice. Now, you might ask, what is social justice? Well, have you ever been in the playground at school and something happens and it just seems so unfair, or thought about why some children don't get to go to school in the world? Now, this is social justice, and it basically means that everything must be fair. Now, we all know what being fair means, and as God says in Mark chapter 12, verse 31, love your neighbour as yourself. What do you think that means to you? Have a think. God knew we would all struggle being kind and helping others all the time, so he sent his son Jesus, who was perfect, to show us what we should be like. God says, again in Luke chapter 10, verse 27, love the Lord your God with all your strength, with all your mind, with all your heart, with all your soul, and love your neighbour as yourself. This means that we should always try and do our best to help others. Most of us know what is right and what is wrong. For example, stealing, or lying, or saying unkind words are all wrong things to do. And doing the right thing in any situation, whether it is helping your friend, or chatting to your neighbour over the fence because they are lonely, or praying to God about children who are hungry. And this is what God wants us to do every day, doing the right thing and spreading the love of Jesus with us everywhere we go. Social justice can only be achieved if we all play our part, just like Jesus did, and we can encourage others too. When was the last time you chose to do something right? When did you last show an act of kindness to someone? To fully understand all of this, we need to know a little bit more about what social justice is all about. There are said to be 4 main parts to social justice. Can you think about what they might be? Part 1 is equity, and this means that being fair and always doing the right thing. Part 2 is access, and this means that everyone, no matter how old they are, or how much money they have, or their religion, should have the same opportunities in life. Now part 3 is participation, and this is where everyone should be allowed to make decisions for themselves that impact their lives. This could be, for example, voting for their local MP, or joining a school club. And lastly, part 4 is human rights, and there is a list of rights that we feel every person, child or adult, should be allowed to have. So in the UK, we have the right to vote, the right to an education, and so on. There's so many things. Some of the ways that we can fight together is to eliminate global hunger, and another way could be to volunteer your time. A great example of this that we have in Lowestoft is the Lowestoft Food Bank. At the food bank, they serve 3-day emergency food packages to those who are in need of food. With the help of volunteers and generous people who donate their food to the food bank, it means that we can be open 3 days a week from 10 till 12, serving out the packages. This is a great example of how we can help others, show God's love to them, and provide anyone access to food, which is one of the 4 parts of social justice. I help at the food bank every week, so I went down to film what happens so you can all see. Take a look. Good morning, we're here at the food bank today, and this is Alan. He's one of our volunteers who works at the food bank. Alan has been with us at the food bank for how long now?
About 6 months.
So we're just going to take you on a little tour around the food bank. So we're here at the food bank today, and I'm just going to give you a quick tour about what goes on. So Alan here will sign someone in with their voucher.
Yeah.
Would you like to just explain briefly what we do?
Yeah. So we have a computer and we check people in. If they've been in before, their record will come up and we know how often they've come in. If they've not been in before, we create a new record for them. And then we ask how many people are in their family, and then they can head over to the tables where the food gets issued.
So once they get their voucher and they're all signed in, they will then be taken over to the food tables. This is where they will be given boxes and served up the foods for the 3-day packages. So depending on the size of the family or how many people need food, we'll give them different boxes. Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed having a look round. See you soon! As Christians, we know what is right, based on what God thinks. And we know that God is loving He is kind, generous, He's righteous, holy, and fair. God tells us in Proverbs chapter 31, verse 8 to 9, "Speak out for those who cannot speak. Speak up and judge fairly. Defend the rights of the poor and needy." What do you think we should be like if Jesus is all of those things? How do you think people would describe you? And what do you think you could improve to make yourself more like Jesus? This week we need to try and show the love of Jesus to those around you and show a good example of social justice. I would love to hear all about your amazing stories next week. This week's activity for you in Kidzone is to get a piece of paper and fold it into 4 sections. Write in each section something that you can do to help others and love your neighbour and your friends as yourself. And one day there will be perfect justice in the world when Jesus returns. God will make all things right and perfect in every way. So as I finish today, remember we can all help to make the world a better place, no matter how old or how young you are, and also love your neighbour as yourself.